This week ahead, the best way I can describe this energy is like Panic at the Disco, and not in a good way. It is panic, it is anticipation, it is the clock's on fire, time is up, but where do we go? Where do we go from here? There's a lot of illusions present. There's a lot of energy here that like we're either not in a celebratory energy or something hasn't come together that we thought was going to come together for our next steps. So this message is going to basically resonate. If you watch the June predictions for the month ahead, and I broke down week by week by week, we're in that final week before, we're a week and a couple of days before the new moon in Cancer, which is going to finalize your cycling for the next 3 months in this new timeline. So if you track your cycles of manifestations, like 369 method, these past 3 weeks should have been used to help you acclimate to the shifting timeline. Now that's hard to do when the timeline is still shifting, it's still under construction and transition. We haven't fully entered the new timeline yet. So yeah, you're probably still feeling a bit rocky and unsure of what comes next, or is this going to work? If this resonates for you, I have a reading. Some of you guys, you've already decided on something, like something you have worked on. And okay, they want me, before I go into this energy that's present, there's a looming angry energy. It's clear. There's an angry, looming energy, and I'm hearing, yeah, I'm coming. It's like someone's like, I'm coming. I'm just having a hard time facing the truth. Okay, so this is normally my Akashic deck, but there's definitely an energy, an egregore, a spirit, an entity that is having a hard time coming to or just a person that's having a hard time coming to acceptance with a truth that has been either presented or something that's been exposed or something that is unraveling as we speak. Like someone just having a hard time accepting what is. So that's the energy that is trying to block you from gaining clarity. So this week specifically, I mentioned in that June predictions that there is today, Sunday, Jupiter squaring Saturn, and then Wednesday, Jupiter squaring Neptune. So illusions still surrounding what this Jupiter transit in Cancer is going to present for you, like how you're going to, how your manifestations are going to come in, you know, how you feel about your manifestations, your comfort level with attracting them, specifically money right now, because Jupiter's in its detriment in Gemini. It's been in Gemini for a year. It just transitioned in Cancer. It is in an exalted state in Cancer, and it's a really good place for you. The problem is we're still in Gemini season. We're still coming down off of all of that Gemini energy and trying to calm our thoughts down. Gemini has us overthinking and curious and looking at all these different angles, and it wants us to see things from new angles and come up with new ideas and get creative, but the problem is grounding that. So there's a lot of overthinking right now, there's a lot of panic energy, but there's so much fireworks. The full moon in Sagittarius, when I think about Sagittarius, I think about fireworks. It's adventure, it's spontaneous, it's excitement, and it's a journey. It is the adventure ahead. It is the path ahead. It's passion. So Panic at the Disco is why I say that, because there's just something panicky in the midst of all that's being illuminated, all that's being presented, all that's unraveling, and there's excitement and passion in what's unraveling. So it's like good, but again, the universe is a paradox, so there's going to be some negative there as well. Now, there's a block specifically, there's a specific block for some of you guys. I'm feeling it in the spine. So for some of you, this is a chakra block, a soul level block, or a generational block. And for others, this is just a block. You see it as like a money block or as a love block or something like that. If those resonate for you, I did separate tarot readings. I'm trying to do the side angle, so it's a weird angle. I don't have the right equipment to get the right angle right now. So anyway, I wanted to show the cards, and I was only somewhat successful with that. So anyway, but go watch those, because I just wanted to preface with that, because it will be a different angle than the other videos that I've done. But I did one specifically for the 3D. Some of you guys experienced some weird things specifically with telepathy, with magic, with complications when it comes to your psychic gifts. For others, there was a challenge or a repetitive challenge in your physical realm. That's the other thing. A repetitive challenge that just keeps coming to your doorstep, but you don't understand why. That is, there's a 3D message. There's 2 ancestral messages, one for the women in your bloodline, one for the men in your bloodline, and understanding the situation that you've got at hand, specifically for my black sheeps, my generational curse breakers. And then there is one for Akashic level soul pattern breaking that is happening at the moment across the board. There's a lot of different souls involved in there, a lot of different collectives in that Akashic reading. But what you need to know is, I would say specifically that one again is for the, a feminine collective, a generational curse breaking collective. And then especially those of you who are on a Kundalini awakening journey as well. But take what resonates, because there's a lot of juicy information in that Akashic reading. That being said, those of you who have had this plan and like you've had a plan, you've been working on the plan, you've been guided towards this plan, towards this manifestation, towards building this thing, this project, whatever it is. There's been a lot of fear and a lot of loudness trying to interrupt that. People being selfish and trying to interrupt it, and selfish motives. There's also a lot of injustices trying to interrupt that and block that. And there's also a lot of fear that is being thrown in your path. This is what this week is going to help bring clarity on. But if you resonate with this energy and you've been like all of a sudden blindsided, we've got the Justice, the Page of Wands, and the Sun. He's giving like a stamp of approval on something here with this Page of Wands. Like you went on a new journey, or you decided to choose a new journey for the sake of karma or justice, or you started this when the South Node was in Libra. We have the Sun here. This presented a truth. There's an energy still blocking this. You need to know that there's still an energy still blocking this, but the truth has been presented to this energy. This is a soul level energy, or this is a specific person. Take what resonates for you. But there is a specific person blocking your path because of a truth that they don't want to accept. Is what I'm getting here. This is someone else's selfishness and shame is what I'm feeling psychosomatically. So we're going to clear this energy as I do this message, because there is something here that you need to hear. Your path is secure. But this energy wants nothing to do with it and everything to do with blocking it. Little does this energy know is I'm just hearing its time is up for stalling. And I think there's part of this person or this soul doesn't want the consequences of what comes next. So they're trying to prevent it. They're trying to hold back another timeline. They're trying to keep something in the past. They're trying to hold something up, but they can't stop it. And I think the truth has already come out about this, but they just can't. They're having a hard time accepting it right now. So we have this Five of Wands energy where, this is a bellow normally used to blow out the fire in a fireplace, or to keep it going when it's dying. And this is you, or this is the collective with, candelabra, and there's only 2 out of 5 candles still lit. I'm hearing there it is, there it was. This is like trying to keep the wrong thing lit. The bellow is meant for a fireplace, not a candelabra, not for candlesticks. So A, we have someone trying to keep the wrong thing lit. B, smoke and mirrors are created by this. And C, confusion for the person with the candelabra, because the person with the candelabra was presenting some kind of light. But the light revealed the shadows. So it gives me the sense that this collective is focused on justice, revealing a truth, or stepping into their truth. And because of that, it has exposed someone else's truth. And this one is swallowed in shame, disgust, devastation, grief, whatever it may be, but it's having a hard time accepting it. This truth that you have revealed, this justice that you are working towards, is very loud. And I feel like you have been put in a, you've been hung by your foot here, the hangman. You've been put in a situation where you feel like no one's hearing the truth, no one's hearing your truth, no one's hearing it, no one's getting it, but it is loud. And so you need to know that it's almost kind of like eyes above, so below. If it's loud and people aren't seeing it yet because of one person, when that person gets out of the way, it's like all of this noise has been backed up. It's going to push that manifestation out. So your answer is yes. Your answer is the time is up. And the time is here. The time is up and the time is here. But the challenge is some kind of lack of either a reunion, reconciliation, or celebration. And because of this, there's illusions present as to whether or not you're on the right path and whether or not your path is going to be successful. And with that kind of confusion comes self-doubt, comes self-sabotage, comes heavy imposters, especially the imposters that don't want you to win. So trust that things are going to work, but this last week, Saturn and Neptune play a role in trying to help you see where you are withholding emotionally for yourself, where you are not giving emotionally to yourself, to your passion, how you're holding yourself back because of whatever this outside energy is. Like I said, it's time is up. Whatever this thing, this person, this institution, whatever it is, its time is up. So you have to ask yourself this week, am I holding myself back for this? When this is a lose-lose for both, to keep battling? Am I going to keep battling one person that wants to battle me when I have the whole world to influence, inspire, and motivate? The whole world at my fingertips? That's what your guides are trying to get you to see. You are being shown as the Chariot, and you have the opportunity to work with the Chariot. This is Cancer energy. We also have Cancer, the sun stepping into Cancer on Friday of this week. That is when most of you guys are going to get full clarity on your next steps. The Gemini energy has complicated things, but just heads up. Act now. Use it now, because Venus will be stepping into Gemini on the 4th of July. And then later in July, I believe, Uranus steps into Gemini for a several year transit. I can't remember exactly how many years, but it's a lot. So we have quite a bit of Gemini energy still coming in, which if you've been frustrated by the energy that we've had with Gemini throughout Jupiter being in Gemini or Gemini season, those energies aren't going away completely. So there's something about helping bringing your emotions back on board with your ideas, with your curiosity, with wherever your mind is going, and working together, your head and your heart, rather than the two fighting each other. Because something you see and something you're thinking about is battling something you're feeling. And that's where you're blocking yourself and you're letting your oppressor win, so to speak, or your adversary win, your competition, whatever it is. I'm here, but it's a moot point. That's funny because I've said that like 3 times a day. Whatever it is, it's a moot point because this energy is done. It's either held its reign against you, whatever it's trying to exact or make happen, or what, it's not in alignment. There's like something here that's, it can't derail you. It can only present the illusion that it derails you. So that is your biggest challenge, is to get your head and heart in the same place and allow this clarity to come through for you, so that as you move forward, you are manifesting on that 3-month cycle. So that number 3 is so key. Because again, on the 25th is when we have that new moon in Cancer. We need, if you're wanting those manifestations in place, we need the head and the heart to be kind of in some kind of equilibrium by then. So some of your guides, I'm just getting ancestors coming through pressing, guides coming through pressing. There's all this energy pressing. And there's a lot of bumper cars and fighting and hitting each other, running into, just stepping on each other's toes. This is why I almost felt weird saying we need, like when I was like, we need to, I feel like that's my Capricorn energy coming through, and that's how I talk to myself. And so what I'm getting with this is like, that's how everybody feels collectively right now, is this needs to be this way, this needs to be that way, we need this, we need that. Do you know what I'm saying? And we're stepping on each other's toes. So this is kind of like a big traffic jam right now. And it will fizzle out soon. It will, there's going to be a timeline shift, a total, complete one. It's just right now there's turbulence to this new timeline. I'm hearing some of you guys are already in it, but you have other people in your lane. And for some of you, you're keeping those people in your lane inadvertently, or like not on purpose, but that's where your head and your heart have to come into alignment, have to come to peace. So be mindful this week of those things, and giving them more life than they deserve. Come back to yourself and trust that if you've been building for something that you've been guided to build, that it is going to continue. Don't panic. Don't feed panic around you, because there are people waking up right now. There's a lot of people waking up right now. And again, another reason why I put out the 3D, the ancestral, and the Akashic collective message, because I have been guiding a collective for quite some time that has been on all 3 of those paths in different ways. And we are getting to a point where many of those are moving into a new level of their journey. And then a new collective is coming through who might need what I'm saying, but might be a little confused with those messages. Regardless, we're talking about black sheeps, we're talking about scapegoats, we're talking about the feminine collective, we're talking about feminine rising. So take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you need further assistance, check out my website, link in bio. You can book readings, soul coaching, energy healings, and consultations for any of my shamanic work through my website. And you can email me at intuitivemindgeek@gmail.com if you have any questions. But this is a huge shift and awakening, and new cycles beginning, old cycles completing, all at one time, while everything else is going on that's going on, which is a lot. We all know it's a lot. So take some time with those readings and see what resonates for you, but just trust that whatever you're seeking right now, again, if you've done the work, if you've been working on this, and if you've really had your head down, or if you've been called to do something, you're on the right path. Maybe there's some adjustments. Maybe there's some shift in perspective. Maybe there's some healing, deeper healing when it comes to certain things involved here. But Many of you need to know it's a yes. That came through very clearly for a lot of the readings that I did. Many of you guys need to know it's a yes. Something that you're worried about, specifically with your manifestations and the new timeline within the next week or so. It's a yes. That inner child needs some love, though. Anything else before I finish this reading? There are energies saying stay down. In your mind, there are energies trying to throw shame and judge you. What you don't see is the mirror. That's what they want me to finish. What you don't see is the mirror. And some of you guys don't realize that you and your energy has that same effect on the energies you feel challenged by. That's what you need to go deeper into. Check out my Substack. I wrote a breakdown of this phenomena in my Substack, and it has to do with Saturn and Chiron and Aries right now. So go check that out, and reach out if you would like to book through my website. Take care.